the information. Just one of the information actually, because I don't want the video to be too loud. All right, I don't want it to be too loud and not too loud, too long. Sorry, sorry, my mind is not even with me. I don't want it to be too long. Let's just make sure that we can spend just a few minutes. Okay, a few minutes, and we can call it a day. So welcome back, and if you are new, please don't forget to like the video and share it. Comment and tell me where you're watching from. I want to go through what Uwazurike said. But some of you have seen the news. This from Vanguard newspaper. Okay, this from Vanguard, and I want to comment on that. I want to say my mind here, because sometimes when you listen to them, one may ask, why is it that they are now eager? All of them are eager to talk about PM, to talk about Biafran Liberation Army, to talk about Biafran government in exile. It seems like they're having issue with the whole stuff. You see that they're having issue with the whole stuff, but be it as it may, we are going to respond to that, of course. So some of them, like Asaro Dokobo, also he's out as well. He says something about it. All of them are repeating what they've done before, attacking PM. Oh, he's a nobody. He's talking to himself. He's fighting for himself. He's representing himself. All those blah, 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 blah. Talking out of point. And let's go through. But before then, let's go through what Uwazurike have to say. Now, this is from Vanguard, like I said. I don't know how I can make it. I can just shift. Yeah. So he says, Simon Ekpa not fighting for Biafra in exile. Not fighting for Biafra in exile. Uwazurike. So what he's trying to say here is just like, you don't fight from exile. You need to come back home and do it. Remember what they're known for. All of them, why are you, come back here, come and fight here. They're the same thing that they told Uwazurike when he was broadcasting from Voice of America Radio. How many of you remember? When Uwazurike was in US, he would be broadcasting from I think he just purchased a slot in the Voice of America Radio, so he couldn't even invest much on building his own platform to broadcast. Although then social media was not all that popular, was not out, you know, it's not popular as it is now. One may say there's no social media then. Yes, there's internet, but we don't have, excuse me, we don't have something like YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, all this app, man. You don't have it then. That was 1999 thereabout. And Uwazurike was also using Voice of America to talk about Biafra. So once in a month, something like that, he will go to Voice of America and broadcast. Trust our people, and as long as the voice is coming from Oyibo land, people will be paying more money to make sure that Uwazurike bring Biafra. Everybody needs this freedom, but how to get it to become issue. Now, I want us to go through some of the things that Uwazurike said here. Okay, we are going to go through it, but then I want us to remember that the same Uwazurike who is not telling you that you don't fight for Biafra from abroad started also from abroad, and you will hear what he said actually, because I don't want to go out of context. Okay, so he said, Omahia, founder of the Biafran Independence Movement, BIM. I think I don't know. This one sounds like a government, but this is not myself short form. Okay, so he said, Chief Raf Uwazurike has alleged that Finland. I don't know if the camera is clear. Let me see if I can clean the camera a bit. So, okay. Finland-based self-acclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra in exile, Simon Ekpa, is not fighting for independence of Biafra. Okay, but he is only confusing the land. Confusing the land, he said. The word is confusing. Uwazurike, who stated this during the 25th anniversary of Mazov /BIM in Abia, said Ekpa cannot be the prime minister of Biafra when he is preaching violence and not in touch with the situation at home. Sounded like Nigerian agent, isn't it? Now, the Biafran leader who was represented by, remember, Uwazurike saying this, he was represented, though, not that he was one saying it, represented by the new Biafran prime minister from their own camp. New Biafran prime minister, Ezinne Uwazurike. David, insisted that the independence of Biafra can only be achieved through the non-violence approach, which Mazor BIM has been advocating since September 13th, 1999. Now, this is to tell you how long they have been fighting non-violence, Biafra movement and Biafran freedom and all that. So just be taking note of that. He said Simon Ekpa said he is the prime minister of Biafra in exile. That is his way of sending things. That's the way of seeing things. However, we believe that one must start from home to be good before going out there in diaspora. Whatever he is doing outside remain an outside. Something will remain an outside something until he return home. Now, there's something that this man said actually when, but I don't know how he managed to, how that video just disappeared. I was expecting some broadcasters and Biafrans to pick up that video. I myself, I couldn't get it, but I watched that video. And there's a video that Uwazurike did where he was telling people that he can bring if Maslam can say that he's a man enough that he should come back and he himself will get arrested. He made this statement after during the time that Northerners, placed bounty on Mas Namorican, which did not take much time before they eventually kidnapped him. Now, this same man telling you to come back home. I said it in the, in my reaction video to Mas Namorican's wife. Anybody saying that any agitator should come back home, like Simon Ekpa, come back and finish it, do this and do that, that person is actually working against the entire Igbo race. That's just the fact. One, the motive of pushing pushing any agitator to come back home is for them to hand you over easy. What they actually wishing that person is to be jailed or to be prison or to be fired, nothing more. Now, he said when you stay home to do whatever you are doing or say, people will not do whatever you are doing or say, people will know you are serious and you have a stake in the nation you are trying to build. He is alone in exile. He is alone in exile, but I am at home, just as UNPO approved. UNPO is United Nations Peoples, whatever they call this one. I think there's a place he mentioned. He gave the full meaning of this this acronym. So, but whatever. Staying at home that he's talking about, Uwazurike, if you recall very, very well, reached an agreement with the federal government, and during the time after they arrest him, and Andoba went there with his commanders. Some of you are aware of the story, and the agreement is that he will not front himself in agitating anything whatsoever. That's why he's being represented here. He's not even in the venue because it is against the agreement they have. Okay, so he cannot come out and fight again, and his own agenda and his own what he wants is just to make sure that no other person will go beyond. He will go more than what he have done, like go beyond his achievement. We just anybody he want to make sure that everybody who is fighting for Biafra from outside him, the person will not get end well. Just he wanted it to end just like him. He was angry with Mazin Namodekano. They are not having any personal problem. Maybe they have, but it's not as if his Mazin Kano is his number one enemy, or he's Mazin Kano's number one enemy. But all he wants to make sure is that Mazin Kano will never ever achieve Biafra, and he wants him to end the way he himself has ended, by making sure that Nigerian you ended up being controlled by Nigerian government just like him, because he sees it as if like there's an insult that he couldn't do this, and you yourself came out and you actually have done something marvelous, you have done something good, something that he himself couldn't do. So he sees that as an insult. So his agenda is to make sure that nobody work for Biafran or achieve Biafran or advance this cause for beyond his own limit, because he believes that whatever you are doing, that Nigerians have a final say. And some people don't know that the reason why he's still talking about Biafra is to cause more problems, so that nobody will achieve this Biafra and turn around and say, Raf, you couldn't do it. You understand? So since he had failed, let everybody fail. On the proliferation of the pro-Biafran group, Uwazurike has assured that the group would soon come together because the independence of Biafra is at hand. How many of you remember that this man also, there was a time he claimed that he have achieved Biafra, that Biafra that we have Biafra, that we are not in Biafra, that he is the one, in fact, he himself achieved, have restored Biafra for Ndib, that he's one that, how many of you remember that video that he made? And he's here telling that the independence of the state of Biafra is at hand. And how? By staying in Nigeria and commenting on the day-to-day affairs of Nigerian and government, and deceiving people who actually want Biafra, giving them reasons to hate those who actually fight for Biafra, and just to cause chaos in the midst of freedom. Now, he said today is a special day, a day that the movement of the authorization of sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, as you can see here, was founded. Now, they founded this organization. Raf Uwazurike have been doing this Biafran since 25 years ago. Most of you listen to me now are 23, 20, 19, thereabouts. Some of you that are even 30, minus 30 from 25. So when he started this, you were 5 years old. So there will be no more shedding of blood. There will be no more shooting of guns or any form of violence in our land again, because what we are doing as a non-violent agitation. Do you know why he emphasized more on this non-violence agitation and others? For him to, reassure the state of the Nigerian state that, look, I am not part of anything violence. I'm not part of anything bloodshed. I am the way you say I should be. How many of you have seen Raf Uwazurike broadcasting with a Biafran flag? Have you seen him with the Biafran flag recently? When last did you see him with the Biafran flag? There's a reason for that. This is part of the agreement. And he said, human life is precious, and we have moved away from anything that will cause us more issue in Biafra land. Okay? We thank God that after 25 years, we are now at the end of the struggle. We are now at the end of the struggle. So, for you, what have you been doing to get to the end of the struggle? I mean, these are the things that one need to ask, because you cannot, anyway, many of us already know what he's doing, to be honest. We have the recognition of the, I want to remind you that he's important in his achievement. Listen, we have the recognition of the United States of People's Organization. That's what he called this. Remember what I told you about this word here, UNPO. That is what he's trying to explain to you here. That they have the United. Look at it here, United Nations People's Organization, UNOPOK. He even mentioned it down here. Okay, if this journey is not if this journey is not recognized by the UNPO, that United Nations People's Organization, which I don't even know their job, to be honest, it wouldn't have been successful. Now, what have you succeeded from? I mean, before you say that something is successful, that means you have something that you have achieved. And remember, he's claimed that he's fighting, from in Biafra land. Was mass kind of violence? So some of us may have forgotten that, because some of us are focusing on PM. Mass Namorgan, what did he do that warrant Nigerian to even go as far as going outside the country with a private jet, with everything, to kidnap him? Uwazurike is in in the so-called Nigeria, and he's fighting for Biafra, and nobody is knocking at his door. So that will answer everything, you know. A child born 25 years ago is an adult today. The issue of proliferation is not a problem. I know that each of them will return home back to their father soon, telling you that every accusation should come back to him because he is the father of Biafra. I know it very well that we are getting to our destination. We are waiting for the day of celebration, not the declaration, no, celebration. So, my people, with that, even if you are not a Biafran, the way you see Nigerian government that are denying even Igbo people their rights in Nigeria, not even Biafra here, ordinary loan they took and everything they're sharing in Nigeria today, Igbo people are not receiving nothing. And yeah, this man is telling you that you should start sewing your clothes and buying new shoes, that wait for celebration of independence. Okay, we are Biafrans, and we know we have gotten where we are going. Okay? You can see today, nobody is being shot or killed as it used to be. Why? Because you are following the agreement. You are following the agreement. One of the agreement is you should not even come out in public to join any group of organization standing in their midst talking about Biafra. Uwazurike cannot do that. All he can do is to tell that he's not a statesman, that he's the one supervising and giving ideas and advice. Okay, that he should not do. He will always maintain the agreement. And the agreement is that they're not going to touch him as long as he's not advocating for Biafra anymore. Don't lead any group that has to do with Biafra. That's why he's fronting other people to lead. Uwazurike, that we know love his name to be in the at top. That's one thing. He liked that celebrity life and all that. He loved it so much. That is why he was able to accuse PM that because when PM said that he's giving state of nation. How many of you remember when PM started, after the kidnap of Masamunakan, PM started broadcasting, giving state of the nation broadcast? Uwazurike was angry about it. He rushed out and started making, how can you say that you're giving state of nation? So what you mean is that you have dethroned Masamunakan, now we are not a new leader. And there are people like him will never allow Masamunakan to come out. Remember, he's one of the people that had meeting with Hassan Dogobo, with Uchechi Kano, and all of them, simply because they want to make sure that Mas Nnamdi Kanu remain in DSS dungeon, and even before they kidnapped him, he was part and parcel of the people. Why? And what made me to believe that he's part and parcel of it? Because of the broker that I just told that he did, that people are not, that video is supposed to be trending, supposed to be well, because in that video, Uwazurike mentioned that I dare you to come around, that he himself will make sure that he will pick you up. He was threatening Masamunakan on that video before they kidnapped him. Immediately they kidnapped him, he came out and started, distancing himself from certain things that some of his utterances, trying to act like he's a decent person. But anybody that is attacking PM, attacking different government in exile, that person, you need to, even if you hold that person in high esteem, you need to revisit his profile and do some analysis, because there must be, I guarantee you, there's something hidden about that person. From what you are seeing today, victory is here. God knows the date, and we are relying on that, he said. Everything is about stages. We have crossed that stage of open space awareness, demonstration. You can't do those things. This thing is forbidden in the agreement that we have. This is somebody who recently told us that he gave up, he saw his commanders, because I believe he listened to Biafra, the way some people are calling his name out, trying to drag him out to explain more on what he have done and what people are saying about him. He started talking about how Andoba went to prison to make sure that he proved to him, he convinced him to give up the agitation, which he eventually did, because Andoba went there with his commanders, and when he saw his commanders, he couldn't hold it back. He started, playing in line with the agreement that Andoba and Obasanjo had for him. Let's move forward. We have done that, and we have concluded on that. We have moved to another level. What level? Level of silence and follow the news, follow the information, just be the way Nigerian government wants it to be. What we are into now is that people now look to, they go get it. Let me read it again. What we are into now is that people now look to us for better ideas. We are grown in Anuka. Like I told you, he wants to serve as like a patron of Biafran agitation. Did you achieve the freedom? No. All regions are celebrating today in Biafran land. Nobody knows nobody knows you are celebrating anything. You can busy routine, just like every other organization. Does Nigerian government bother? Do they even remember that there's an organization called MASOP? And we chose not to go back to a level we have already crossed. We cannot be running up and down in such a manner anymore, but we are on a different level. You are on a different level, I agree. But that level, the value of the level is something else, okay? It is true. Even if I don't agree on many things that you're saying, but this one, you're on a different level, to be honest. Our agitation is non-violence, okay? And this non-violence, you have said it here more than 4 times if you can count. More than 4 times. Why? Just to emphasize, just to kind of reassure Nigerian state that, look, this is what we are not, because I don't know what he want to achieve with it, but who is actually, violent here? Anybody that refuses to say the truth that Nigerian states are the one bringing violence on Biafrans, which Uwazurike have also, emphasized on that in some of his videos in the past, that harassment of police and army checkpoint in Igbo land is not good. That was he said something like that in one of his videos. That is the violence. Kidnapping people or facilitating the movement of bandit and all those nonsense they are calling Fulani henchmen and all that. That's the violence. How can defending yourself become violence? And Igbo man opened his mouth and talking about being violence. Violence on what? Anyway, what do you expect from somebody who have an agreement? Most of them reach agreement with Nigeria not because they drive job, reaching agreement, but they are not man enough to stand on what they believe. They actually, consider their lives and everything, which I'm not against it. This is your choice, okay? But if I were you, I would prefer not to talk. Just vanish from the issue of Biafra and remain silent. Even though if you vanish, people will say, wow, Nigerian government actually crippled you. That is why you are silent. And you will have more respect when that kind of thing happens than you coming out every now and then to sell the narrative, evil agenda of the people that actually want to exterminate you. That is a problem. And that's why people are not holding any respect anymore for you. And everybody knows, he said, okay, our agitation is non-violence and everybody knows it. Just to tell you, everything here is to make sure that police don't do anything or don't come in. I will not be surprised that when we are having this anniversary, that police and mobile police are actually, there protecting for security issue, because to them, to Nigerian states, there's a function going on here. Nothing, not agitation, not for anything. However, in a family, all children will not have the same character. Therefore, we are not surprised to see people who are either recalcitrant or doing the unacceptable. However, we know that all those things will stop by the grace of God. All those groups are pro-Biafran groups, but we will keep urging them all to see reason to come together and recall where we are all coming from. Coming together, when I want to sit down, you said you want to sit. When I want to stand up, you say you want to sit down. Another one said that they want to lie down. How can we come together? How? That there's a bed we bring up. There's one bed that everybody's supposed to sit down on or stand on it. You said Mr. A said he want to lie down. The other one said he want to sit down. The other one said he want to kneel down. So how can you justify that? And he went further. The Biafran leaders assured that the new Biafran government leader by the Prime Minister Ezinne Uwazurike David is composed of representatives from all the territory of Biafra, such UGP and Asaba, Yenegua, Port Harcourt, Abakaliki, among others. We have people from Bayelsa, River State, across River, Akwa Ibom, etc., occupying position. It is not about Southeast. Less people get it twisted. Okay. The first president we had was from River State. The current speaker in our government is also from River State. Now, let me, because this is where the whole write-up ends. It's good to say what you want. It is good to believe on what you feel that is good for you and your group. Some of you that are calling PM, oh, he's self-acclaimed. It is you that is self-acclaimed to anything that you bear, whatever may be your name. How can 50 million people voting throwing their support to PM after that giving their mandate to him, and you turn around and copy himself acclaimed? That is stupidity at highest level. I mean, he's a lawyer. Even if you don't know maths, at least you know that 1 + 1 is 2. At least you know that 50 million has to do with numbers. At least you know that Biafrans are more than 50 million even. But 50 million is a huge. 5 million is very, very huge, let alone 50. Some people don't understand that Biafrans or Biafran land, Igbo land, have people that occupied it. It's not about you. Can we start paying attention to this? You form myself. You are the one doing whatever you're doing there. Nobody cares. People followed you, of course. I have relatives that their money is in your hands. Many of them. So you lure people to their early grave. You are non-violent agitators and all that. People, Igbo youths, that their body was found in Izu River in Anambra State under Peter Obi, governor of Anambra State. Peter Obi as a governor of Anambra State. What have you done to explain to Biafrans or to Igbo people the death of those youths? That's why I don't know why people are like that. Is it because your action lead to death of other people? So to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That is why someone like Mas Mokano's wife will come out and say that criminals have done this, criminals have done that. What was your husband was doing? What was he doing when a Nigerian army went to your house in Afaruku? Was Mas Mokano, what was the offense of the youth tied in Afaruku? Because why I'm saying this is, why I'm trying to link this is because Uwazurike is now talking about non-violence agitators. That everybody is talking down on the real issue, pretending that everything is all right. Whereas the problem is staring at your eyes. Everybody can see it, and you pretend. No matter how you pretend about it, it is there. It is there. Who killed those youths in Uwazurike? River in Anambra State? Who killed those youths? Do you know what it means? Killing people and throw them in the river. Is even an abomination in Igbo land. Have you done the cleansing? Have you checked what the outcome, what that means? After committing that, I'm not saying that you are the one that killed. I'm just trying to remind you that some people that something happened that led to their deaths. I'm not saying that you are the one that killed them. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that you should pay attention to the reason why these people was killed and who actually killed them. I wait to see your write-up, your video of condemnation on the people and the institution that killed those youths. Then we can now check and balance who is actually violent here. Who is violent? If Nigerian states are the one saying this, I will understand. They're saying it from the angle of because what they want to believe it. But as somebody that is from Nwafo, Amoronana, Igbo land, Nwatolo from Igbo, real Igbo person. Though you don't have fake Igbo person. What I'm trying to say is that he's not from Fulani, he's not from Yoruba, he's not from TV. He is an Igbo man. And death of your Igbo brother, you just sweep it under the carpet. No problem. You see how Namorokano's wife was emphasizing more on the. He said his brother-in-law, whatever he said, that they shoot and they kidnap and blah blah blah. You can see the bitterness somehow in her voice about that. She's concerned about that because it has to do with her, something related to her lineage. Or maybe her friend, or something like that. That is when you wake up. Just like what African people are known for. When something is going wrong with your neighbor, you don't care, you don't feel the pain until it happened to you. I remember one governor in Southeast, I don't want to mention the state. During his tenure, past governor, okay, in one of the 5 states in Igbo, of the so-called 5 states today. This governor was like, he's using thuggery, this cultist people from university, polytechnic, and what have you, encouraging them somehow and pretend that he's mobilizing his thugs. He's a hitman, he's a strong man. Then every now and then you'll be hearing gunshots and everything. People are fighting, killings, harassment from cultist people. Cult people and all that. People were complaining. This governor couldn't do it. He pretended until one of his cousins, right, got shot. They Ekpa the guy. All of a sudden, there's a kind of state of emergency in the state. SARS, he just want to come and deal with the cult people immediately. But all this while, youth, they're getting shot, they're getting killed, they're getting harassment, they're receiving a lot of fights. You hear today breaking news, I'm group, I'm robber, I'm man, do this. Not that IPOB was not even. They were holding just flags, holding flag. IPOB was not even in the IPOB was formed. Yeah, the regime of this governor was almost at end before the IPOB started formed the IPOB. That's the fact. But what I'm trying to tell you is that during that time, that governor pretended that he don't notice what cult people are doing in his state until his cousin received the same thing that he's selling to other people. Okay, now he realized that there's a reason to stop this. That is what people love to do. That baffles me. Why don't you stop it on time? So whenever you hear anybody talking like what Raf was, don't take his words serious. To me, he's just like what I told you. the agenda and the motive. He don't want to see anybody succeed in getting Biafra or advancing the cause of Biafra, bringing a new idea and movement like what we have today. My advice to people like him, because I believe that many people are like him, but they are inconsequential, they are irrelevant. Why? Because the Biafran movement have gone beyond what you expect. That's the mistake of DOS and Martin Okano's wife today. They believe that this circle of DOS, that they are in control of Igbo land, they are in control of your life, your behavior, everything, they are in control. See, Igbo people, the only person that understand how Igbo people reason and follow it up is Martin Okano. He don't force you to do, he don't push you, he will bring something, he will tell you, but the only different thing between him and PM is that he always he want to consider people that are not supposed to be considered. Like somebody who offer nothing, you want to hear his opinion. It's good to hear but as a leader, you say something and you know that thing you are saying is the right thing to do. You don't need to get anybody's approval. Keep on doing that thing that you know that is good. At the end, those one who are not in agreement with you, who think that you are getting it wrong, they will end up accepting that thing, throwing support, believe they will change their mind that as we move forward, because we all understand things differently. Some people will have that kind of brain to capture something quick. At the beginning, once they hear your first sentence at the beginning of your speech, they already know what you're made of. Some people will listen to you from beginning to the end of your speech. It will take them days and further explanation for them to comprehend what you have just said. So you don't need to wait for them to join you before you move forward. These are one of the advantages or disadvantages of that. If you're waiting, you are opening door, you have opened door for those kind of people to come into what you are doing and be a stumbling block to you. That is what happened to Mazen IPB. Had it been that he paid more attention to filtering the right people out and knowing who he can work with, form that inner group. That's not everybody that you host. It's good to have IPB meeting here, like PM today. Learn from that. And he's not forming IPB meeting there. Meeting. He formed it, but not physical meeting. Like, let's gather together. Some are gathering together, but not the way Mazagano organize the IPOB. The idea of Mazagano is good, but due to the kind of nonsense we have in our midst, you end up recruiting criminals and without knowing. They will come with a smile and everything. You think that no matter behind. Nobody's there. They are there to cause nuisance. Tell me what you think about this thing that Uwazurike said. Do you agree or disagree? Share it on comment section. I want to hear from you. I just want to record this video and let you know what Uwazurike said. And see you again. We'll be right back. Thank you. Bye bye for now.